Hello, good morning. It's Wednesday the 8th. I'm FX Blue, back in the short sleeves because it might be the last day of summer. So why not? Boris has been on, he's ploughing ahead with it all. He's abandoned one of his major election promises not to raise taxes during this Parliament in order to keep another promise to increase spending on healthcare and social care. And he was behind the 8 ball as soon as COVID cleared out the coffers. But his solution is to raise national insurance by 1.5%. This has caused a bit of a divide in the Tory party, but the vote is still expected to go through Parliament without too much rebellion. Meanwhile, Michael Saunders has been on. He's a perennial hawk on the MPC, and he thinks that because the economy has recovered close to pre-pandemic levels, they should really start to taper support pretty soon. He believes that inflation will reach 4% later this year, and he thinks that the supply and demand gap will close, leaving the UK vulnerable to even higher inflation. As such, his view is that a gentle taper now may be better than perhaps more drastic action further down the road. I'm sure he'll represent his view vehemently when the MPC meets later this month. In the market, the dollar continues to recover from last week's non-farm payrolls. Sterling dropped to 137.65 yesterday, and we traded down to 116.10 against the euro. This morning we open at 137.75 and 116.35 respectively. Over in the US, there's growing belief that the Fed may have policy right. There's plenty of questions still being asked about the timing of tapering, but this is all largely in reaction to Non-Farm Friday, where the market, as well as pretty much all the sweepstake, was way off the money. But does this mean that we're back to the status of "in the Fed we trust"? Guess we'll find out over the next couple of weeks, where fresh data may provide more evidence that the Fed was right to call a Q3 slowdown, or data may suggest that the payrolls was just a bump in the road. Looking ahead, aside from weekly jobless claims tomorrow, producer prices are due out on Friday, which will give an update of the price of goods at the factory gate. Now, given the increases in transport costs and raw materials, the forecast expect this to confirm rising headline inflation up to about 6.6% in August. That's up from 6.2% in July. And the dollar index continues to rise. We saw 92.55 yesterday, and euro dollar opens this morning about 118.35. Right, well, that's it from me this morning. I'm off to catch my train. Join me again tomorrow. All the best.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.